Most people pass by the biblical mention of the Nephilim without giving it a second thought, just a strange footnote in the story of the flood. But what if that single mention hides a question so uncomfortable, so rarely asked, that it's been left buried under centuries of silence? If there were giants, were there also giant women? This question, simple as it seems, unravels a thread that leads us into lost archives, forgotten scriptures, and ancient oral traditions that hint at something deliberately left out of the mainstream narrative. Let's break the silence. Throughout history, the focus on giants, whether biblical or mythological, has almost always been on the male. The towering warriors, the colossal kings, the titans of war. But where are their female counterparts? Are they missing because they never existed, or because someone chose not to record them? Scripture tells us that the Nephilim came from the union of divine beings, often interpreted as fallen angels and human women. That's Genesis 6. But if the offspring of these unions were male giants, then who did they reproduce with? Would it be logical for creatures standing 10 to 16 feet tall to form relationships with average-sized women of the time? The physical impossibility alone suggests there had to be female giants, giantesses of similar scale. And yet, their stories are absent, their names lost, their presence seemingly erased from record. Is this omission a reflection of patriarchal storytelling, where male figures dominated both lineage and legacy? Or could there be something more, something we're not supposed to ask about? Some researchers argue that the Nephilim were sterile hybrids, created from a mixture of divine and human essence, incapable of producing offspring. If that's true, then perhaps there was no need for giant women. But this raises even more questions. If they were sterile, why do giants reappear after the flood? Who birthed this second generation? One theory suggests that the Watchers returned those same fallen angels, resuming their forbidden unions with women. And if this cycle repeated, wouldn't that include both male and female offspring? There are mythologies around the world, from the Greek Titans to the Norse Jotnar, where female giants are present, powerful, and influential. The Greeks didn't just speak of Cronus or Atlas, they spoke of Gaia and Rhea. In Norse tradition, female giants are both feared and revered. So why does the biblical tradition feel so one-sided? Some scholars believe the absence of giantesses in biblical texts has more to do with narrative intent than historical truth. In patriarchal societies, stories were passed down through male lineage. Women, even when central, were often relegated to the margins, important but unnamed. This tendency might explain why the giantesses vanished from the scrolls. Others go further, suggesting that the exclusion of giant women was a deliberate move to suppress aspects of the Nephilim story that could disrupt the moral clarity or divine structure of Scripture. After all, if giants could form whole families, build societies, and multiply, what does that say about their place in creation? Were they truly abominations, or did they have their own civilizations? There are even deeper implications. If these beings lived hundreds or even thousands of years, as some ancient texts suggest, then their influence would have stretched across entire epochs. And if female giants existed, they may have held roles as mothers of bloodlines, queens of ancient territories, or guardians of forbidden knowledge. So, what really happened? The further we dig, the more the story fragments scriptural silence, mythological hints, cross-cultural parallels, and academic debate. Some hold firm to the idea that the Nephilim were a one-time genetic anomaly, wiped clean in the flood. Others believe their lineage lived on through Goliath, through the Anakim, and even through the mysterious tribes that roamed the earth after the Great Deluge. Whatever the truth, we're left with a haunting question. Were the giantesses forgotten or hidden? Now it's your turn. What do you think? Could these towering women have existed alongside their male counterparts, erased not by time, but by narrative choice? Or is the absence of their mention proof of their non-existence? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's bring these ancient mysteries to light together. And if this exploration sparked something in you, curiosity, wonder, or maybe a few chills, go ahead and like this video, share it with others who love uncovering hidden history, and subscribe for more revelations you won't hear in church or classroom. Our next episode dives into another lost chapter that might completely change how we view humanity's beginnings. Don't miss it. See you there.